Okay, it's going to be a real jerker for sure. So let's take a look at this matchup. SSG going up against Oh Yeah. Obviously, SSG has to be considered the favorite. But we're going to be in for a treat here. And there is no other way to say that, because every time we get to see either of those two teams, we know there's some entertainment value. Space Station Gaming, they're not afraid to try out new things. They can play it all, of course, on the highest of level, but they also like to have fun with it.
They like to have fun with it, but I think this is a team that is trying to figure out who they are going into a weekend with a lot of good teams in this region. No, I really do think so, because we've seen a lot of diva in this region. You look at teams like Virtus.pro with Rajaro, for example, or ENCE, who are playing Vistola, for example. Hadi is struggling a little bit on the Winston in these matchups, right? So Hadi sometimes picks up the diva, tries it out for himself. Funny Astro playing the Brig, sometimes the Lucio. Psycho, you know, we know him for his Tracer, but can he flex over and sometimes play like Mei or Faro, or get a sub in Backbone? I think this is a team that's trying to figure out their best play going into a weekend where teams like ENCE and Virtus.pro are really comfortable, actually.
Speaking of comfortability, Oh Yeah, they're the team known to play into their comfort zone. They don't care about no meta. They just play what feels right to them. And that often looks like a ball. That often looks like a Junkrat. Yeah, you're not seeing Kaya on that roster anymore. So that was a big change, of course, heading into stage 3. But fear not, because they just picked up another junk main in
Well, you lost your Junkrat player. You needed to fill that spot on the roster for the Junkrat, which is, of course, a critical role in every team. You know, top pro teams, just remember, everyone needs a Junkrat on their roster.
They made it work, man.
Keep me in mind, all right? That's all I'm saying.
Honestly, they've been a lot of fun to watch, though. Oh Yeah, it's just an entertaining team. Maybe not on quite the same level as SSG, so they'll be playing into more wonky stuff.
I mean, they would love to cheese a map win, make something happen.
Is it even cheese at this point, though? Like, it's not like they're busting it out and you did not expect it. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's their style. We'll see if they can, if they have the innovation that it takes to make a map win. I do think players like Psycho and Sparker, if you let them be free on the map, if you let them kind of get away with what they want, they're going to tear you apart. So I think this is going to be kind of the DPS show for Space Station. Let Psycho and Sparker just go wild, play Echo, play Ashe, just free fire on the server. And I think that might be a little too much for Wrecking Ball to deal with, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll have to watch and see.
Good idea. I like what he's saying.
No, you don't. Like, what? Your face tells me otherwise. Well, I'm here for it. I hope SSG is going to have a little bit of fun with it. You know, maybe play into the silliness that Oh Yeah are also bringing to the server. We know it's going to be a fun one to watch for sure, especially because it's going to be Necro and Jaws on the mics. Guys, please take it away.
Yippee! Thank you very much, Zoe. I'm excited to get into this one. Yeah, Oh Yeah versus Space Station. The Gurk.
The Gurk, man.
Can they do it? How many jokes can you make out of that one? There was too many in the call the other day.
The Gurk is working the lurk.
There were too many. We can't repeat some of the ones that we came up with the other day on in the production meeting. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. Oh Yeah versus Space Station Gaming. It's going to be hard not to make the jokes. I will be real with you, Rose.
Hey, but that's if we see him in the roster. It looked like he might have been on the bench, actually, for the first map in the series. So when is the Gurk going to be unleashed? We don't know yet.
Don't know. I can't believe Zoe dropped the can't joke the Gurk already. Like, that was the first one. That was the intro. I thought that was one of the better ones. All right, here's the map pool on your screens. And, you know, the predictions from the chat, 95 to 5, of course, most voting for Space Station. The whole desk as well also voted for Space Station. And a 3-0. Surely there's a single map in here for Oh Yeah.
I think there could be a single map in here for Oh Yeah. I think they bring a lot of things to the table that could potentially throw Space Station off their game. The desk picked up on one of those, which would be if Gurkmeister comes in, you know that he's going to end up playing the Junkrat. So that is something that maybe just a couple of random grenades is going to be something that helps to buy your team a couple of team fights. Maybe we end up seeing that on something like I guess, Flashpoint if we end up actually getting that far. But right now, it's actually not what we're going to see here. As Oh Yeah loads into the roster, this is going to be a composition that they've played before. You've got Kaiser coming in as another one of the OTPs on the team, opting to play a lot of the Mei, but you usually end up rounding that out with Ken on this Ashe and Isaac on the Diva. And so I have a couple of questions about whether or not, if we do see Sparker end up playing some type of hit scan, if this Diva is going to cause some problems. But for now, Space Station, very happy to actually put Sparker on that Tracer and try to round it out with dive heroes of their own.
Does Coil Boy? No, I think so. Yeah, dive in the back line. There you go. Instantly executing Onto Ken. Coolboy in a lot of trouble too. Nade already been used. Of course, 2 main healers coming through for Oh Yeah. No main support. 2 flex supports mean a whole lot of healing. These execution kills are for Space Station. Pretty easy. Look at that. Just kind of tearing them up right now. Oh yeah. No business in this fight. Yeah, Coolboy missing the sleep. Nice little delayed team kill. 5 streak already for Sparker. Ooh, that looked a little bit too easy.
That did look a little too easy, and Ken made the perfect target to snowball the inevitable dive and collapse onto the backline of YEAH. So we're actually going to see Ken switch off of this coveted Ashe pick that he's been really bringing to a lot of these matches and go to the Tracer himself. I wonder how this is going to end up changing up the composition as we also see Coolboy switch over to the Lucio too. You get the speed now instead of the Ana.
Sparker's already got a poke spawn, 10% to go.
That is crazy.
A lot of damage in that last fight. Psycho 2 closing on the ultimate. There's the dive from Hardy, ends up just jumping away. Ken was finding the one clip on the Kiriko, but Landon takes him to the cleaners. Space Station Gaming don't really need to push the issue either. They can kind of wait for Oh Yeah to kind of int into them, although losing Funny Extra is not a good start. Those body shots from Kiriko doing a little bit more damage now, Rose, from 40 to 60 in the latest patch. And there come both rushes, but there's no mech for Oh Yeah. They're going to get run over. Still going to be careful, though, because it has got the Blizzard available. And there it is. It has been deployed, but instantly Funny Astro is going to come back and clean up the Mei. Even a duplication on the Mei. Space Station investing heavily into that fight, but kind of matching Oh Yeah in that ult bank, so they should be chilling.
Yeah, that would have been really expensive if it weren't for those ultimate trades. Oh yeah, still holding on to 3 though, and most notably it's going to be the sound barriers that get a chance to match each other in this next engagement. And this could just be final fight here. Isaac is finally back into mech, but that was enough of a stall that we're already at 73% on this point for Space Station.
Yeah, beat comes out for both sides. Oh, Coolboy just got juggled by Hardy. Oh, rest in peace. Not going to see that beat for quite some time. Well, we definitely will in the highlight reel, that's for sure. 85% now for Space Station. And last fight, self-destruct, pulse bomb. The only things for Oh Yeah. Space Station probably going to take this fight early, Rose.
They can take it early, and that would eliminate a lot of this potential that this pulse bomb and this diva bomb could have.
Oh,
especially
who touches?
Ken is already forced to recall.
No one touches, yeah. Ken forced to recall. Couldn't even use the pulse. Just threw it out at the very end. 100-0 for Space Station Gaming.
That was very fast and very decisive. And that's something that we want to see out of Space Station, a roster that coming into this stage maybe had a couple of questions about what they would want to do with the new patch, with this new season, but the same old people on this roster that have made it as star-studded and as kind of elite as what we would consider Space Station nowadays. So to see them be able to perform on the Winston, this is something that we know that Hottie has always had in his back pocket, but seeing Psycho on the Echo and even Sparker on the Tracer, not a pick that we've seen him play as of the last couple of stages. It really has been that Cassidy and the Ashe, but still performing on a pick like this, I think that inspires a lot of confidence behind the Space Station roster heading into the rest of the main event.
All right, a bit of a different look here from YEAH as well. Go with this rush.
The Junker Queen.
Yeah, the JQ got the BAP. Nice stun grenade there by Ken. Stops Sparker. All of his movement abilities just being cancelled. Knife lands on the Winston. It's all right, should be able to get away, but Isaac still want to just pressure out the front line while his team end up capping, but a little bit too far forward there. No armor on the JQ, no real defensives as Shout was used fairly early on, and Psycho with the Echo, just a perfect pick into the Queen.
It's going to be so difficult for the Queen to sustain when you have that focusing beam pressure on yourself and also the sticky bombs on some of these smaller targets. And so while we ended up seeing that point flip immediately over to YEAH, it's just back to the drawing board for them. As we see Space Station win that next fight, they are coming back into this win. Kaiser's actually done a sizable amount of damage, maybe coming up to that Blizzard really soon, but not before Landon's going to get this Kiriko rush online.
Missed the axe swing there, sadly. That Carnage goes wide. Gracie 2. Hardy waiting to dive in. There's the rush from Landon. Oh, good wall by Kaiser. Really nice stuff. Stops the rusher, stops the immediate dive, but, you know, everybody's pretty mobile on the side of Space Station, so they're easily able to traverse the wall. Don't even need any rock climbing gear. 2 dead already for yeah, make that a 3rd. There's a Space Station. You know, Rose, that lost to Ents, that 3-0 in the Face It League. Not, what, a week or so ago. really kind of biting them. A really surprise kind of loss, but you're expecting them to do incredibly well in this main event, like you said. Nah, yeah, just a mere speed bump at the moment.
It's also good, though, to show that they can still thrive under maybe an unorthodox environment. Having to face up against a Junker Queen is maybe not a hero that we expected to see on a lot of bingo cards. A couple of teams trying to take that pocket pick, and it's working for now, but Ken on this Cassidy, like, good that's shots. The star. That's really the shine in this team right now.
Good shots from Ken there. Window usage stopped Hardy from getting Primal Rage in that fight. Killed him really early. Just popped the window up, a couple of shots from Ken, a couple of burst fires from Saipe, and as easy as that. Now Arya control the point with 4 ults. Only needs to use one that last round. Hardy is back in. Carnage ends up landing. Blizzard thrown out to try and stop the Winston from doing much. Gracie pulls Hardy back in. Even in the Primal Rage, they're able to focus him down. A high damage Deadeye ended up working out super well for Ken, and now he's on the high ground. There is a rampage on the point coming through from Isaac, but where is the damage follow-up? Sound Barrier ate a lot of that initial damage. Pulse Bomb from Sparker in the small corridor, but there's no point presence for Space Station, meaning, oh yeah, going to find that flip. Sound Barrier coming online for the team as well, as Hardy comes back in on the Mauga. 83% of building, though, for Space Station, so they should be in a good spot if they can actually cap the point. Callboy successfully getting the Sound Barrier off this time around, as Isaac is trying to make mincemeat of Space Station, but not before they can actually rip this rush.
Ooh, the rush right on top. That's going to actually force a bunch of back. But they got the window. Why was he back there?
In the backline of Space Station Gaming, pops the window up, and the Space Station look around, just 5-man into the backline. All good. Well, there goes the main. Space Station should be able to take over this fight now without any healing coming through from yeah. Saipe with somewhat of a hero play on the map. Ended up just getting cut down. Now 15% to go. Space Station looking to close out the map.
And Psycho is actually going to be very close to this Venture ultimate as well. Maybe you can see the Tectonic Shock get weaved in here, especially because there is no way to block that outside of just the Mei wall. If you can just chunk past that with the damage, then you could just see the Tectonic Shock finish the job. They are back for another fight.
Saipe's
yeah, coming in with the Blizzard.
Blizzard's gone. Sound Barrier comes in for Space Station. I mean, that's all over before yeah could even do anything. They couldn't even get the Blizzard off. Saipe was the first to die. I mean, Pulse Bomb doesn't even kill Psycho. And that's it, just like that. Space Station Gaming, and they're coming with the first win.
That second map was a little bit closer, but yeah, I mean, Space Station looked like they had a very firm handle on things, especially after that first round was 100-0. There was absolutely no say in those fights from yeah, but then you look at that second round, and maybe the Junker Queen was something that could throw a spanner in the works. They're going to have to keep pulling those out, though, if they're going to trip up Space Station anyway, because Space Station right now, look at they got their heads in the game, they're locked in and they're focused.
Yeah, that upper bracket run, they're pretty used to doing that now by at this point in EU. Like, just chill. We're going to take first round, we're going to take round 2, it's all good. We'll just see you guys in the finals. Although a lot of people saying right now, at the very least, like what we were talking about on Plat Chat the other day was, you know, ENCE maybe looking like they can take the crown this time around in EU. See if they end up meeting Space Station early. Of course, yeah, this second round rose a little bit closer, definitely. Like, obviously, 100-0 first, but man, Saipe going down first in that very last fight. May not even be able to use Blizzard. It's not looking good for yeah. Do they need to bring in the Gurk, the secret weapon?
Ooh, I would love to see it. I would love to see it because I think that is one thing that could really trip people up, is just how do you actually play against a Junkrat that is as stellar as Gurkmeister. I say this with the best of things in mind, because when you actually play against somebody that is an OTP, they know that character inside and out. That is something that they can sort of bring as an element of surprise, where maybe you're going to see them actually go on flanks that you don't expect, or they use techs that you don't expect. They're just so quick with the reaction times as well for a lot of those characters that we see Gurkmeister oftentimes like get final blows with all of those concussive mines. It's very easy to actually see those kills come through. Maybe the Junkrat traps, like, are you always going to be paying attention to where those are?
My God, look at those stats. 9 deaths to 29 on the side of yeah. Is them taking the win.
It's pretty stark.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good so far. All good. SSG just off to a flying start here in round number 1. as they used to at this moment in time. And Rose, at least now they get to kind of choose their map, that being YEAH. So we'll have to wait and see where we go next. I'm looking at the screen to my right. I don't see any substitutions just yet, but that could all change as we might see the Junkrat come in. I mean, if you're going to want to play like a Queen and whatnot, where would you want to go if you were YEAH?
Well, I guess it depends, right? Do you actually want to stick on the Junker Queen? Because I do think that there are very limited arenas where the Junker Queen can work. I think you're looking at maybe even New Junk City as one of the potential proving grounds for something like the Junker Queen. But if that's the case, do you want to actually let Space Station ride with the momentum of having to make quick work of you actually in a control environment that's very similar to Flashpoint?
Well, here is the map pool. Of course, can't pick control anymore. Hybrid, Flashpoint, push, escort coming up. It's classically been either hybrid or escort. Normally, Flashpoint and push are saved to the very last moment. Every now and then we see a Flashpoint pick maybe third, but a lot of the time it's just escort and hybrid. Definitely one of the more fun modes. I think people still much prefer those two game types. We'll have to wait and see as we just load everybody into the lobby and get into the game. Circuit Royale might be a good opportunity too for an escort, but it looks like we're going to hybrid. It's going to be King's Row.
Okay, that also makes a lot of sense. I think that if you're YEAH, you also maybe want to limit the potency that something like the dive could have. So if you take the hybrids out of the pool, what else was in there? Paraíso, that's a dive map. We also had Blizzard World, which is also pretty classically a dive map. So King's Row makes a lot of sense. Maybe trying to put a little bit more onus on YEAH to be able to bring something like the Rush.
All right, let's load on in. Space Station Gaming upper map already. Looking pretty good, looking pretty normal for Space Station. Although this is one of the teams that could potentially upset some of the very best in EU. Even with the unconventional picks, can throw big teams off sometimes. King's Row is definitely the map to do it on as well. No substitutions either, so we're going to just continue to see the May. See what Space Station want to run on defense. Astro on the Brig, landed on Ana, makes sense here. Psycho back on the Tracer, looking good. And then Hardy on Winston.
Okay, so the Winston dive coming out from Space Station. This is something that we've seen Space Station opt into in their more recent matches as well, where we've seen Landon on the Ana and Funny Astro on the Brig. Jaws, what do you make of this backline? Because traditionally when we've seen Landon and Funny Astro load into a server, it's been Landon on the Baptiste and Funny Astro on the Lucio. So it's been really interesting to see both of them pick up what we would consider maybe new support heroes for them, but in a fun way with the dive. You have to run the Ana Brig.
Yeah, Ana Brig feels way better when you have someone like a Winston and even a Tracer too. It's not hard to heal targets from afar if you're like BAP or whatever, but it's a little bit easier on the Ana. And classically on King's Row anyway, you're just hiding up on this high ground, so if you do get dove, it's a bit easier. Oh, good sleep. Nice Suzu. And a grip too. Boy, running at the Life Weaver, by the way, so we should probably I'm talking about.
We should probably call that out.
Yeah, a little bit odd. I was just thinking about the backline of Space Station. And unfortunately, Hardy going down that early is not good, but Slipe once again getting picked off. Life Weaver from Callboy. He's going to be able to save Isaac if he goes in for some crazy dives with that with the grip.
Ooh, the sleep though onto Isaac is going to disrupt his backline pressure, and that is just a fantastic reaction time from Landon and Funny Astro, both of them being able to play together, keeping themselves alive. I'm excited to see a little bit more of that as we pay attention to the rest of this map, but it's very messy right now. There hasn't really been a whole lot of progress coming through from YEAH outside of the first 33% that they're going to be able to make, but it's still this give and take, this push and pull as Isaac continues to leap into this fight.
Yeah, really messy. It's just pick after pick, one going one way, one going the other. Saipe dead again. Real rough right now. I mean, at least you got Callboy to kind of back you up. You're not running like a main support there, so you're not running like a Lucio or anything. So the healing output is still rather large coming through from the Weaver. Tree available, Rush available. Like, Oh yeah, I've got the tools to do it. Spacestation can respond in kind. Astro just needs to survive for this rally as well. But unfortunately, that Suzu being used pretty early is not a good start, but the tree in the choke point isn't going to save you from the pulse bomb. Psycho with a good connection. Now they're just chasing the Weaver around. No matter how many pedals you got, you can't stop this primal rage. And yeah, I mean, they got 58% on the first point. Half the time back now disappearing. Space Station continue to hold a couple of these ultimates as well. This rally is going to be so hard to get through if you're yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the rally just into any of the backline, if you want to try to rush into, like, Ken, Cool Boy, or Saipe. This is a big pivot, though. Isaac, after using the Primal Rage, is going to switch over to the Roadhog. You're looking for those hook combos and just trying to take out, like, Sparker or Psycho.
I see we have gone ultra silly mode, Overwatch moment. Oh, well, there's the hook. That's what you want. Hey, Astro, get out of my face. Astro full HP though, but that rally not providing anybody any overhealth at all. And oh boy, does the hog work. Look, if Jumping can do it a few patches ago and an event ago, then I can do it too on King's Row. 3.5 minutes into the hands of the hog. They end up capping that first point.
I mean, how do you prepare for this? This is one of the things that OWCS does best. You just go for the hooks, silly picks.
At this point...
If it's working, it's working.
I mean, look. I called it at the very start of the map. Sometimes the silliness works. Sometimes the crazy, wacky picks end up coming out on top. And you know what? The hog is just one of those heroes.
It's like the Widowmaker, though. It only takes one pick. With one hook, you're taking out such an important piece of the puzzle. Funny Astro's basically lost his shield already. And how are you, as a break, supposed to get up in the face of that?
That was close.
That was so
good movement there by Psycho, but not good enough.
He's still dead.
Isaac, just a permanent fixture on the wall in the back line right now. Might as well attach him to the mantelpiece. The guy's permanently on the flank, just trying to look for hooks. Just ignores the bomb too. Why not? They're just stuck in the wall. Wait, they're stuck in the wall. They're just straight up in the corner. Not a great position to be, especially if you don't have Blizzard. Try to stay alive for as long as they possibly could. Wait for the hog to give a little backup, but unfortunately not to be.
Oh my goodness. Psycho's had enough. Actually switched over to the Pharah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, good thing against the hog, to be fair.
It is very good. But like, it's been, I feel like Psycho's been hooked one too many times, and it's just very fed up with the idea of having to try to play Tracer into a Roadhog, a Mei. You have like a Coach Gun from an Ashe. Your life is just living hell.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, that tree is going to prove quite a nuisance to Hardy. That Primal just going to get nothing done, but trading a Primal for a tree like that, pretty nice. The other side of Space Station, still got to be worried about the hog though. Goes for the hook, hits the breather, it's got a whole hog, and now that's not where you want to be. Oh! Well, did Isaac want to get gripped from that direction? Not entirely sure. But unfortunately, you're going to have to live with that situation now. High in the sky is Psycho right now. A nano boost on the Pharah, trying to rain death from above. A nice little hook, but Psycho still shooting. It's all good. The hero's coming just in time there as Psycho was almost blown to smithereens by his own rockets.
Oh, the Hardy bubble too, just to ensure the safety of Psycho while you actually go for the fire barrage. That was so funny. You still have 60 seconds left. OWCS are gonna stick to this. They still have the Life Weaver and Roadhog combo. They don't have any ultimates in the bank, but maybe they can get something. Just a quick pick with the Roadhog might be enough to buy them a little bit of time, but Cool Boy's already dead.
Saipo was trying to set up something a little bit cheeky there. Got sussed out pretty quickly. All right, Isaac, where's the hook? Yep, just classic hog things. Just I'm going to shoot at the shield, hit the breather, and then everybody is going to move around me. Hog is such a funny hero. All right, they're kind of making it work, though, at least for now. 22 seconds remaining, though. What a hook. Anti-nature on top of the Ana. Oh, he needs to reload. Breather still available. They've got to kill the Ana at some point. There you go, eventually taken down, but Hardy has already claimed 2. Cool Boy and Ken dead. 10 seconds. Car is moving for OWCS, so overtime at this moment will end up triggering. Hardy just needs to survive in this small room. I think Isaac's hook went a little bit wide there. Oh no, there it is. Blizzard on the point. Psycho down. Astro back on to the Lucio, trying to get back to this point in time. The Bay is just going to burn alive almost, but here's the block just in the nick of time. However, they're still on the knife's edge here of losing this map or foregoing this round at the very least. And with this Nano and Hardy, it's going to be almost impossible to clear off the point now, although this Bob is doing a good job. Ken deploying that. And now they're going to be able to push on. Can they actually get another retouch? Astro gets hooked. Ken with another kill with the dynamite. And the whole hog is going to blow Space Station Gaming off of second.
What
It's
the
working.
heck is happening?
It is working.
Oh, it's just in perfect timing, too. The whole hog to push everybody back to secure that second point. That was almost a hook onto Psycho as well. Psycho is going to have a fire barrage for this next engagement.
Astro is on
and only have a minute.
Mercy.
But yeah, Astro is on Mercy.
What?
I repeat, Astro is on Mercy.
Okay, I mean, the rest should be able to come through. Yeah, there's the hook, so free res for Astro. All right, okay. We've entered silly mode, Overwatch. Goblin mode, if you will. Nice double hit there from Ken. Easily finished up by Psycho. But Spark is going to at least trade one back. Ken having to get off of that high ground, chased away by Hardy, and now Spark has got a free firing range ahead of him, but Isaac will quickly dispatch of the Ash. 30 seconds to go. Spawn advantage in Space Station's hands, and especially with the Mercy too. You get a free resurrection, a free little life there if you can get it off.
Yeah, you also just get this amplified damage. That's just going to be a 2-tap there for Psycho to be able to get a huge pick and delay Oh Yeah once again. It's going to be 15 seconds by the time that Oh Yeah come back into this. With the Kitsune Rush, it's going to help to close the distance onto Space Station, but there aren't really that many good rushable targets. You got to touch the payload, too.
Isaac is in there. However, Hardy's Primal Rage and a Nano and a damage boost. That's a lot of damage. I've never seen a hog blow up so quickly. There you go. 2 points on the board for Oh Yeah. And that is where the payload, its journey will end. We play some more Overwatch next round. What kind of Overwatch?
We don't know.
But it's fun Overwatch. That is for sure.
It is fun Overwatch.
All right, Space Station. How are you going to deal with a hog?
Well, that's the thing. Oh, yeah, that was almost just one tick of progress on the first point. And the fact that they got themselves basically to the final objective is kind of crazy to think about. That Roadhog came out of nowhere. Isaac was able to do such quick work with that pick and help open up the second and the third point for Oh Yeah. So Space Station, I don't know if they really need to change too much. They just can't get thrown off by the fact that they might be running into a Roadhog on defense. And if they do, then Psycho's Pharah was able to really stabilize a lot of the defense there for Space Station at the end.
All right, cool boy back on the Weaver. What's Isaac gonna do? Surely it's just gonna be the hog again. Surely.
I would.
They've had the most
please give it
success
to
with
us.
the hog so far. We'll see if Astro jumps over to the Mercy again to pocket Psycho. If Hog does it. If Hog comes out here, I think that's probably what we'd see.
It's probably an insta-rotate.
Well, Isaac's looking at the Hog. There it is. 5 seconds to go. They only just got back in time. They will be late to the point, although you can get gripped by the Weaver, so shouldn't be too bad. Oh dear. We'll see if Space Station make any quick changes as soon as they see the Hog. Astro on Lucio.
Pretty funny
now.
Astro to the Lucio. I think that
the
makes a lot of
Skyhook.
sense. Just go in versus the Hog.
Oh my word, the pedal up onto the height, and then he goes for the hook on Psycho, misses, and now has to run away, and they forgive pretty much every bit of space that they had not 5 seconds ago.
Risky play, but if that had paid off, could you imagine? It's just another setback there. Sparker's very low as we get the wraparound here from Psycho, funneling everybody into this hotel.
Cyber picks up Hardy. Again, these fights are just going to be so messy. Astro! Okay, we're chilling. Sparker needs to get on
Dancing
high
with
ground
death.
ASAP. Yeah, you just got to play on high ground here. The only thing you can do against the Hog and get free ults, basically.
Oh, he's dead.
Okay, Kaiser. They've got a block, no CDs. They are very aware of that. Wall comes in. Mega health pack claimed. Kaiser's still in trouble. Block in 1 second. Oh, not quite in time. You'll be spamming that shift key as fast as you possibly could to get that block off, but unfortunately you weren't able to do it. However, it's all good. Hog to the rescue. Landon is down.
It's almost almost a fire barrage for Psycho, though. So this could be another very quick re-engage from Spacestation, knowing that the ultimate is in the bank. You don't have the nano boost just yet from Landon, but that could be one way that you make that Pharah really survivable to get this damage down onto also something like an anti-nade. But yeah, already have 2 other ults of their own. They could set the pace here, go in with a Kitsune rush. Psycho's looking for an opening, though. You can see it. He wants this barrage so badly.
And he gets it. He gets a double kill with it too. Cypher had no chance to even get the Suzu off. All right, that's first point. There we go.
All good. All good. It took a little bit of time, but that is a clean, decisive team fight win on first point. They're going to have a pretty good amount of time heading into the second phase of the map, too, with 4 ultimates in the bank. So there's a lot that they get to play around here with. The Bob, that's a great way to be able to create some space, although Isaac completely ignored it the last couple of times.
Okay, that was a little bit of a scam. I think Isaac definitely hit that hook. It looked like it at the very least. Psycho.
It did look like it.
Psycho just kind of walked out the way.
I wonder if it got disrupted by something.
No, it definitely didn't. I don't know if it was like a pixel off of connecting, but it looked like it hit. Unfortunate. Well, here's the Blizzard. Bob's going to come through as well.
Oh, and Isaac is off of the Diva now. Or, sorry, yeah, Isaac is off of the Hog to the Diva.
All right, okay. Deciding against the silliness. Cage just getting rolled this Streets phase. Not close. Although with Isaac back, should be somewhat attainable. A defense at least. For, oh yeah, they might be able to hold this archway, although Landon's already stepping up.
The Diva doesn't necessarily have the best matchup, in my opinion, versus something like the Winston, but the defense matrix feels really good to have against, like, the Ana.
Yeah, Psycho's going to struggle in the skies as well against the Diva. Those micro missiles, and then you just pair it with the defense matrix. Good luck. There's the D-suit. And that should be a nice little push. Should be able to get another contest here if you're Arya, if they don't lose anybody else.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's going to be an instant backup there from Kaiser. You've got Isaac back in the mech as well, which is going to feel really good for another recontest here. But Kaiser's getting burned quite a bit. Sparker still has yet to let this Bob loose. And of course, I say that, and here it comes.
And Coolboy's already in trouble, too. Nano boost, a couple of right clicks there from Hardy. Didn't even need to go for the dive. All right, okay. I think it's time we play the Hog again. Thoughts?
Is he going to go for it?
I don't know if it's the right play, because I think you're about to get run over by Hardy Primal Rage, but...
But it's the fun play.
The fun play, exactly. Your final last stand, last ditch attempt. And there, okay.
Oh, Coolboy Saipe just switched to on his Zen.
I'll take the fun, I'll take the Zen. We don't see Zen that much anymore. Pretty bad characters. He was instantly destroyed by pretty much anything on the map that has any sort of mobility. Pretty weak right now, and in faster maps like King's Row. Hardy's still looking for this Primal Rage in the back line. The Zen's going to do a whole lot of work, though, against the Primal Raging Winston, if they can stay alive. But unfortunately, Cypher's getting so much pocket. There it is. If you just keep the Zen alive for a fraction of a second there, Discord Orb, a couple of orbs to the face of the Primal Raging Winston, it's a pretty easy kill.
Yeah, it was a great setup there, though, by Coolboy to make sure that Saipe was still alive to put that pressure onto Hardy's Primal Rage. So that ultimate is gone. You now have the sound barrier, though, to try to contest with this Blizzard.
What a sleep! Isaac got slept mid-air by Landon and just got dunked in the drink out of the self-destruct. That was incredible. Space Station Gaming, they end up taking the map. It was a fun one. Don't get me wrong, yeah, kind of falling a little bit flat there at the very end. Didn't have to get a replay on that sleeve. That was sick. That was sick. You don't see that every day.
That would be great.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, the Hog did work out for, not like rounds, but it worked out for, you know, a few minutes there.
It did.
Looked good. It looked real good.
Yeah.
Landon at the worst time possible on the Ana. Space Station Gaming, of course, taking these 2 maps. They're on match point right now. Oh, yeah, still have another chance, of course. It is double elimination. Thank goodness. So we will get to see them a little bit later on, even if they do end up falling here, and with Space Station potentially taking the series win. And it's Aya's map choice.
It is Aya's map choice, so maybe we do get a chance to go to Circuit Royale this time around. Yeah. A bold choice, knowing that Hardy also can play the Sigma, but there is a possibility there. We've seen it done before. But I think there's so much to take away from this King's Row map, despite the fact that it did end up being a loss for YEAH. We did get to see the Roadhog, but I really want to call out the backline here for Coolboy and Saipe. At the beginning of this map, we were talking about Landon and Funny Astro, reprising these roles of Ana and Brigitte on the team and just showing us a bit of a different look for what their backline can provide. But Coolboy and Saipe, I swear they bring a different backline duo and backline choices to every single map that they play. Whether it's the Lucio Kiriko, they play the Baptiste and the Ana, they play the Ana and the Zen, Baptiste and Yada, Ana, like Lucio Bap, like they have so much flexibility. We even saw the Life Weaver. We've seen a Lari from them. It's kind of incredible that they have that much flexibility that they don't mind switching to something to be a counter pick if they see the opportunity come up.
And a little bit unorthodox Zen pick as well. It looked pretty good. Like I said, you keep that Zen alive even against the Primal. Like you saw the nade coming through to keep the Zen up. You hit him a couple of times and you are surviving that Primal damage unless you get juggled away from the Ana. A lot of the times as the Winston, you'll put yourself in between the other supports so they can't actually shoot you or heal you. But they weren't able to do so. Yeah, look good. A lot of flexibility in the backline there. And at the moment, I think it's a bit, you know, Space Station is going to be a bit of a team diff, whatever team that they do end up playing. Oh, there's the sleep. Woo, that looked nice. That looks good stuff. But a lot closer. A lot closer. 26 deaths to 46, and then a 1.7 to 0.6. Of course, it was like a 29 to 9 or something before. So actually, 20 deaths separating both of them. So both rounds. So actually, it's actually the same. Actually, the same deaths at least. Like that, in that context, they were the same as Busan, but in every other metric, it was a little closer there.
It was a little bit closer for sure, and I think that also showed itself in the fact that we saw YEAH actually extend their life in King's Row so much longer than just the first point that they could have potentially captured. So yeah, where do we go from here? Because YEAH get a chance to pick another map. They get a chance to maybe play into something else that's a little bit more silly. I think the Isaac Roadhog was really fun, but not necessarily going to be the winning choice. Do they pull out something else like the Junker Queen? We also know that Isaac can play a good Ramatra. Do they want to try to take the Rush versus Rush?
Yeah, I don't think Ram would actually be too bad of a play here. Maybe they go a little bit quicker. We'll have to wait and see. What kind of map type would you want to go to, though? If you want to play Rush, you want to play Flashpoint, probably. Or you can even play... You can play a little bit of Escort too, mind you. Here is the... or Push, sorry. Escort a little bit more like you want to play Slow or Dive or Poke with Sega Royale. On Push, you can play a lot of Rush, Runasapi, New Queen Street, Colosseo. Flashpoint, of course, would be my guess. Suravasa or New Junk City. Which are the two do you think we'd go to? Although they are both pretty similar.
I feel like it has to be Suravasa if you want to play the Mei. Because the Mei works a little bit better on some of those smaller points. And then you have just like the wall to help section off the rest of the team. Maybe allow the Ramatra to actually get some good punches in. So I think if we were to go there, that would be great. But we've got Chasm coming in and Isaac switching to DPS.
Wait a second. Okay.
So we're going to see Wrecking Ball in this map.
So it is ball. We are going to be balling on this map. Okay, Isaac.
Okay, so I take it all back. No Mei.
Where is the Gurk? Where?
Oh, come on.
Dude, where is the Gurk? I want to see it.
Maybe we see the Gurk for map 4.
Oh, yeah, the actual secret. Well, you need to make it there first. Suravasa is the map. Suravasa Wrecking Ball. Okay.
I would have thought like maybe New Junk City if you wanted to pick a Flashpoint map just for the Wrecking Ball specifically, but I could totally see a world where Suravasa works. Maybe for the smaller Flashpoints, you know, some better rollouts.
Yeah.
Chasm can surprise some people, knock some people off the map. I'm here for it.
I'm not I will say I am not a Wrecking Ball expert by any stretch of the imagination at all. Like Tank is my least played role. Ball, I think I have like 2 minutes on, if that. I think that might be in training range too. All right. Oh, show us what you got. I mean, do you think? Isaac got someone deep. So, oh my God. The 50% screen transparency. Oh, really?
For the pigeon, it's just nightmare fuel.
Space Station going to expect this as well. You see Chasm coming.
You have to know. You have to know when Chasm's coming into their roster that it's going to be Wrecking Ball, but maybe the big question mark is over what Isaac is gonna play. If it is the Junkrat, then why not the Gurkmeister? Okay, it's not. But if it was.
Okay, Hardy's just going to play a Mauga. Could play a little quick, fast and loose, I'd imagine. We'll see how the ball ends up playing out on this map. You have to pick like fast characters here if you're YEAH. Isaac is going to be a little bit vulnerable on this Ashe, as your tank's not really there to peel you if you're playing the ball. Even though they added the team shields, it was like, okay, so you know, bronze players can play with their team now with the ball. It's like, that's not really how the ball ended up working out. Well, there's 600 health already gone from the Wrecking Ball. And Isaac is dead on the Ashe, sadly. Although, Saipe gets a bit of revenge. Landon falls over. Space Station Gaming still got a lot of sustain, especially with this Mauga still. So if they do get in trouble, they should be good. Of course, they won't be in trouble at all. Saipe also ends up falling.
That's already percentage that's racking up here for Space Station. Not a whole lot of ultimates on the board, and we might not even see another one very soon for this next fight. But it's going to be very slow, I feel like, for the ball to actually get in and do something. Like, even Isaac is already getting chased out by Psycho, completely off the point.
And if you perma-pocket the person that's getting slammed and then shot by the ball, it's pretty easy to survive all that damage. Oh, that's the rest of the ball's teammates falling around them. Sadly, Chasm is doing as much as they possibly can.
I mean, this is a switch from Isaac actually over to the Junkrat, so the Junkrat is happening.
The Junkrat's happening, it's just not the Gurk. Also, the most insane Junkrat skin as well when he has the trap on his head. Good slam.
Just has to speak to some of the chaos in this match.
Decent slam there by the Wrecking Ball. But here comes the High Noon and the rush, and do they see them? No, they do not. That is going to be the first point. Done and dusted from Space Station. Just another day in the office.
All they needed there was the Kitsune Rush and the Cassidy ult as well. So now that we take a look at both of those off the board, Space Station still have 2 more to work with. The Cage coming up pretty soon for Hottie as well. Looking at the next flashpoint that we have, Chasm actually had to send himself off the map so that he could even get back in time. I think just a little bit of a reset, as it's still Space Station that beat them to the punch on Gardens is the next flashpoint. They have this sound barrier here. I feel like that's such a big key to have versus something like Saipe's Kitsune Rush. Even the Chasm Wrecking Ball mines.
Oh, here come the mines. Not the point.
Just run away from them, actually.
Just walk away. Oh, Hardy just face tanks all of them. All good. Just Mauga things, I suppose. Sound barrier comes in from both sides. Isaac is already down, of course. Hardy now just charging into the back line. Ken just turn tail and running. Hardy taking a lot of damage, but there comes the cardiac overdrive. Just needs to hit the reload before he can actually make good use of that life steal. Good nade, stopping Ken's movement abilities there. Space Station do end up getting the point. Pretty quick flip.
Ken is playing the Hanzo now. I think this gives them at least a little bit of...
oh dear.
I do. Well, Cage first.
You are Left 4 Dead. And it's not the video game.
No. Although it could be, looking at the skin that Ken is using right now, but...
Need Left 4 Dead 3,
but,
actually.
That would go so hard. Yes, please.
All right, Psycho. What you got for us? Going to pick on Ken some more, I would imagine. We're closing into a Riptire. I want to see Isaac's got what it takes to be up there with the very best. Gurk, Sophie, Aquamarine. There's so many of them. Oh, couldn't quite hit the air shot. Unfortunate stuff. Space Station, I'm going to get the point. Spare the fun heroes.
Can't even use the Riptire or the Dragon Strike. This is just the point. This is the flashpoint over to Space Station. They didn't need anything there either.
Nope, not at all.
No rush, no High Noon. Get to attack the next point with both of those ultimates. Bunny Aster and Psycho are even going to get another sound barrier and pulse bomb up. Like it's pretty lights out at this point. Yeah, come into this one with the Dragon Strike and the Riptire, maybe faring a little bit better on a smaller objective like this one. But,
the Riptide Dragon combo. The Dragon separates everybody, and then you isolate people with the Riptide. It's going to be big. Do they see it? Oh, Sparker gets it. Oh. You know, Gurk in the comms, head and hands. You got to hit that one, Isaac.
It was a good effort.
Ken with 2, though. Ooh, good pulse bomb ends up killing the Wrecking Ball in the very end. Fancy footwork there by Psycho, aided in the fact that he was just standing on top of that rush. 3 big ultimates used by YEAH as Coolboy is out of there. Ends up getting booped away. He might be able to kill the Lucio. Oh no, Kaz with the rescue. Well, Asher go for the 1v1. The increased Lucio damage to the primary fire from 18 to 22. Yeah, I read the patch notes. Yeah, I'm old about them. And what? I'm an Overwatch player. Coolboy staying alive. Okay, finally ends up going down. I think they've overstayed their welcome a little, but yeah, Astro just inted way too deep. Ends up getting killed by the Wrecking Ball as now we see Isaac on the Reaper, and I think they've contracted the case of silly Overwatch disease. And honestly, I'm down.
Listen, Funny Astro was just trying to have a little bit of fun with it. Yeah, you know, maybe play with his food just a touch, get the Lucio 1v1. We do have Isaac on the Reaper, as you called out, so great way to just press WM1 into the rest of the team.
Coolboy just hit a 2-person beat there.
Sure did.
All good. Coolboy is also behind enemy lines. Coolboy is trying to blend it. something, a hitman.
Camouflage.
Yeah. Soundbite coming in from Funny Astro. That's another 2.
That was also a 2-person
I think that was a solo beat, actually. I don't think Hardy even got any of that. Well, only Astro would hit the solo beat and make it work somehow. Isaac ends up falling over. YEAH now to deal with this cage. There's the dragons. Not quite a big wombo combo, as it was 1 on each side, those ultimates. And YEAH, they do still control the point. Rose, worth keeping in mind, as overtime is quickly approaching.
Oh, don't worry, though. It's back at Space Station's control, and they are just about 60% away from taking the Flashpoint and taking the series. But a good effort, though, from YEAH. They still have the Death Blossom that they can work with from the Reaper. They also have the Mines on a small control point. Psycho was just...
My man's was typing.
Actually, in the lobby chat, I bet.
100%. All right, what you got for us? Here come the mines.
He's not dead, and he still has pulse.
Well, there's the mines. There's the slam. Oh, a little bit wide there. Sparker ends up rolling away. Death Blossom for Isaac. Oh, they were ready for that one. Does receive a Suzu, so stays alive for a brief moment. I think there was a stick on him as well. Funny Astro. Funny Astro face plants the ground after rolling into the mines. However, this rush should be good enough for Space Station to win this point if they can get past this Reaper guy. He has 2 big guns, shotguns, very, very powerful weapons. And there you go. Oh, yeah. They're going to get first point here. Space Station. Don't want to get reverse sweep, do you?
Oh, don't say it, Jaws. Don't say it. Speak it into existence. We've casted a lot of reverse sweeps on like Flashpoints and just series.
There's been a lot of map 5s in the EU. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's on the table, absolutely. Yeah, going into this next one with Saipe having the Kitsune rush as well. Just maybe if Chasm can get a little tricky with it.
Wait for Chasm to hit that roll up. There it is, straight into the front line. Sparker barely taking any damage there as the point unlocks. Sparker's going to be the one to cap, but Hardy going in a little bit too deep, especially against that Kitsune rush. Good response there from YEAH. No cap even came through for Space Station.
No, I mean, that was Isaac just in the front lines, just absolutely spamming left clicks there into Hardy. It's a big target to have to take down, and after you clean up all the squishies as well, YEAH are gonna come up with first control of this flashpoint. Another sound barrier here from Coolboy, maybe more than a 2-person beat this time around, with a Death Blossom and a Dragon Strike in the pocket. So YEAH actually pretty well set up here, as long as they can kind of avoid the cage from Hardy that's being worked up to. I think that they're actually in a pretty good position. Not bad.
Oh, Psycho.
Even
Psycho
better.
gets logged. All right, reset. Yeah, reset. We're all good. Oof.
That's already kind of last fight, though. Depending on how long it takes for Psycho to get back here and how much Space Station just want to jockey here for a position, this is 60% now for YEAH. And they'll have to walk into a Dragon Strike from this spot.
Can almost hit another headshot on Psycho. It's a body shot, force the recall.
I saw that.
Rush on the point for Landons. Ken searching for another headshot on the backliner. Suzu comes out, good start, taking a lot of damage as Landon right now, getting logged a lot of the time from halfway across the map. Sound barriers come out, 4-man versus a 4-man. However, this Dragon Strike through the cage with the Reaper ult, it's just not enough damage apparently. You'd think that would be an easy team wipe, but unfortunately, it barely scratched Space Station Gaming. There's a 99% flip there.
That is wild. Yeah, you would think just the amount of explosive damage that could come out from both of those ultimates, especially when people want to play around Hotti's cage, it should have been a pretty decisive team fight win, it feels like. But no, Space Station now still have the pulse bomb from Psycho that they get to bring into this next one. But it's going to be Chasm that kicks things off here with the Wrecking Ball mines as Hottie just goes in and tanks him again.
Yeah, just charge. But now Hotti's on the low ground. Perfectly played there from YEAH. Hardy had to try and contest that point, clear some of those mines, and the rest of his team was just left alone on high ground for YEAH to take full advantage of. That is going to be a flip, and that should be a point as well.
It is.
2-2 on Suravasa with Hanzo Reaper Ball. All right, Space Station, you're running close
versus Space
close
Station.
to a meta comp here. You've got one more point to do this one in, otherwise we'll go to map number 4.
I will say, wow, do Hanzo and Reaper fire so fast on a Kitsune
Yeah, it's
rush.
absurd.
Like unbelievably fast, not to mention they get to move really quickly. Yeah, I think that could definitely be a nail in the coffin in some of the cases. So that is going to be getting another flashpoint. Psycho has switched, tired of playing the Tracer, going back over to the Echo. One way that you could make quick work of and just get out of the face of something like the Reaper. I dig it. I dig it. Maybe this is going to be what Space Station need to inspire a bit more confidence.
Okay.
Landon is dead.
Here we go. Psycho can get one headshot as well now by the Hanzo. It's got to be extra careful. The Death Bottom at least got one, but yet another very scrappy fight. Oh, a quick shot there from Ken. Fast on the draw, and he knows exactly where Psycho is, and there's the point. A couple more arrows will do it. Psycho being a little bit tricky with it, but of course Ken's got the arrows with his name written on them. And YEAH claimed the point, got a couple of ultimates too. Double support ultimate coming up really swiftly, but look at Space Station already back in the fight. I mean, I don't think Ken expected that at all. No, tried to step up to get some poke damage in. Sound bad for Funny Astro. That should be the point. There's no way YEAH fight this, especially with Isaac dead. Probably just stall with the ball now. He's going to stall with these mines too. Astro almost falling over to the mines. So close to going down. Ends up face planting one of them. And here come the Dragon Strike, but not enough for Space Station to really worry about as they end up capping.
And they didn't have to use anything else there outside of Funny Astro Sound Barrier, so that's another 4 ultimates to get to play with heading into the rest of this flashpoint. YEAH, kind of on the back foot now when you look at just the Lucio and the Kitsune rush here from Sunday.
The cage!
The
ball is trying to hide in the corner. Both Kitsune is also used, but that pulse bomb, yeah, it's all over. That's all over. Nice pulse from Sparker. Here's the connection, but everybody's so close together. Results in kills. Funny, I showed the double kill as well. Space Station, they're close. Close to win this one. And they're trying to stagger Ken. Ken, just jump off the map, my guy. Just jump off the map. I think he's realized it now, too.
Let him.
Oh.
Yeah, oh, it's too late.
Oh, that's such a late
it's way
death.
too late.
Are they going to take this fight early, too? They're going to try and force the issue.
I think they have to, because at this point, like, Space Station, they just got 10% left. I have nothing in the tank here. Psycho, because you're just going with the duplicate now.
The ball is 1 HP. No way the ball survives. Yeah, Sparker just chases that pretty easily. A duplication on the Reaper. An honorable duel. Not quite honorable enough, unfortunately, Echo. A dishonest hero. Hate to break it to you. Well, there's the Death Blossom on the point. Match with the beat. Space Station, it was pretty close. YEAH almost took a map off of you. The silliness, it started to work until it didn't. And that will be Space Station with a 3-0 as they advance through the upper bracket.
That was a fun match, though. That was really fun. Congratulations to Space Station for a good 3-0 victory, but YEAH, congratulations to you guys for putting on a show. The jungler, even from maybe the unexpected person, Isaac, and then we saw Chasm come in for one of the first times this entire stage to play the Wrecking Ball. I'm here for it, honestly.
Maybe it's just the team's aura. It's like, okay, we've got one Junkrat player. Just everybody start practicing Junkrat in solo queue. It'll work eventually. Surely. I mean, it was pretty close.
Maybe that's just the requirement to get on the team is that you have to know how to play Junkrat, or you have to have a certain number of hours.
You have to hit GM5 on Junkrat minimum.
Okay.
To join. Oh yeah. But there you go. Space Station Gaming with a nice little win to start off their run in the upper brackets. I mean, we can throw to the desk. They can break that down a little bit further. We're probably just going to talk about the last map, though, I'd imagine. Yeah?
Yeah, no, actually, I'd love to also hone in on King's Row, because I, for a hot second, forgot what year we were actually in. I saw a Pharmacy on the server. Fanyastro getting away with playing Mercy. That kind of tells you all you need to know about this series as a whole. But let's roll it back from the beginning. It went kind of as expected. The only thing I did not expect was the lack of Gurkmeister.
True.
True disappointment.
Little disappointed.
Honestly.
Yeah.
No Gurk.
Maybe they're
Working
saving
the
him for the lower
server.
bracket.
Yes,
Dragon?
secret weapon.
Saving strats. Wouldn't hate that.
I mean,
No.
you're playing Space Station.
I think it's time to be. The question has to be asked, Johnny. Is Reaper the hero of the patch? You know, with Reaper coming out there having a huge
You've been
performance on
kind of on that and another Swedish hero. You've been kind of on that, but Reaper, the hero of the
Is
patch?
Reaper a Swedish hero?
No, but
You never know what
Torbjorn.
time
You brought up Torbjorn
Oh,
yesterday, and I was
okay,
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I don't think so. I did see Proper play Reaper over in OWCS Korea though for like 1 minute. Similar to Funny Astro Mercy. So maybe, but
Weirdly, the Mercy was actually really good in this situation, right? No
Yeah, it was
flankers.
actually. Yeah.
For OWCS, playing the man instead of the Tracer. Look at this. No, and it's a Roadhog, right? So actually, no one threatening you at all on Mercy.
Lando's not going anywhere.
Kind of good.
Yeah. You get
Kind of good.
Get the rest of
Maybe
Ana.
Jen or Alari could be better, but you know,
But
the res
only
here, a
this-
big
please
res.
Give a caveat here. That only worked because of the composition they faced off against.
That's true, but it's.
Which
I think
is
it's
not
good.
what you usually would see.
It's good
good
for teams
smarts.
to recognize it, right? Like you don't
Game
want to just
IQ.
you don't want to just play normal stuff when the enemy's getting crazy and weird. You got to counter what they're
Fair.
doing, right? You got to
Yeah.
get crazy and weird with them and follow them into the silly.
Look, I feel that after this week, Funny Astro, a lot of pressure on him to expand his hero pool, been criticized. Is he a Lucio Brig, kind of like two-trick? What's going on? Maybe Mercy is Funny Astro's third hero.
I think the Brig is probably going to be the focus of that hero pool expansion, but you know what? Hey, maybe a little Mercy. Maybe
I
a little
remember
like Weaver.
Philadelphia Fusion 2020.
He'll be ready. When Mercy's back in action, he will be ready. Funny Astro will be leading the charge. I'm not sure. Either way, for now,
Leading
they
the
are
Guardian
safe.
Angel.
Exactly, they will be leading that. For now, that obviously means with that victory that SSG are going to stay in the upper bracket. We have to take a look at our player of the match. Who could that be? It is Hardy. Of course it's Hardy. It's always Hardy, kinda.
Well, the hero picks were a bit tough, but the game kind of
32,000
worked out.
deaths. Not so good.
Yeah.
Dying 32,000 times in a series.
I think there's something up with that.
No. Hadi just took a lot of deaths that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough series, you know, playing, like you pointed this out as well, you know, playing the Mauga against that Reaper composition.
I
and
thought
also-
Mauga would have been tough into the Reaper Hanzo. Honestly, I mean, as good as SSG are, those heroes pretty strong. Just DPSing Mauga, they're very good at running away from Mauga.
But I really do
Winston
think,
was consistent. I think the Winston will be the key hero for Hadi this patch.
yeah, for sure. But also, just like, are we going to see how they bring out the diva? It's something we've seen over in the Faceit League. You know, they struggled a little bit when Hadi brought out the diva, especially when you're facing better diva players. So I'm really intrigued. I'm intrigued by Hadi's tank play for the rest of the weekend because it's going to set the pace for the rest of SSG.
Yeah. Will they, come back to their old favorites of playing Rush? I'm sure against some of the top teams, there'll be these like pocket map picks where they're going to play the Maysim, bring out some sort of Rush variant.
Yeah, and also because there's no
definitely
map
does
ban
still work.
system, you
Exactly.
can actually go to some of your favorite maps.
Yeah, so when teams eventually do take maps off SSG, they're going to be, taken to some very challenging matchups and forced to play against that. And I think that'll be the true test for a lot of teams in Europe. Can you handle SSG at their best?
Yeah, I mean, SSG, most of the players have a very deep hero pool there, so I'm pretty sure they will be ready for whatever is going to be thrown their way. And we actually have an interview ready now. Sparker should be joining us on the big screen. And there he is. Sparker, congrats on the dub. You played into the silly, which we all really appreciated. What does preparation look like against a team such as OWCS, where you know exactly they might be rolling out with the ball, there's going to be Junkrats on the server no matter who's going to play them, apparently.
Yeah, well, you don't really prep, you just, you're gonna play against a one-trick team, you know what they're gonna play every map. You just play what you think is good and yeah, win.
You just win. Yeah, that's easy.
How are you feeling like
It's-
confidence-wise going into stage 3 now? Because obviously you won stage 2, but that's a long time ago now. You know, perhaps a bit disappointed by EWC result. How are you feeling going into stage 3? You took a 3-0 loss to Ends in Face It this past weekend. What do you feel like the form is of SSG right now?
I mean, we lost that game, but I feel like that was just we fucked up. And I feel like we have a bit of a better meta read now than we had in the game. Did some voting. Christopher did some cracking the meta. Now we know a bit better, I think.
I want to ask you to divulge your deepest, darkest secrets as far as the meta goes. You know what you'll be playing later. in the tournament.
You know I can't do that.
But
Jake.
I will ask you for the people at home, for the fans at home, the Hitscan players queuing ranked right now. What should we be playing this patch? You know, we want to get some rank up in you know, as an Overwatch fan. What are the best Hitscans for you as an experienced Hitscan player right now in ranked?
If you want to play ranked, just don't play his camp probably.
Don't play Hitscan.
Whoa! Whoa!
Listen, that's some sage advice.
Too many divas
it's
running
a diva
around?
world.
It's just that we're
Yeah, it's
Hitscan
just-
players living in the diva world. Huh?
She's just too broken right now.
Kind of strong, kind of strong.
If you really have to, just pick Ashe or Widow or Tracer or whatever.
So you just named all of them.
Play
That's
whatever.
awesome. So I can play none or all of them.
I like Soldier.
I mean,
Oh.
if you really have to.
Well, that's fair. The struggle is real for many out there, but yet you guys still make it look easy on this server. Congrats once again on the dub and best of luck in your next match.
Thank you, Zoe.